Hey guys, Wolfie here and welcome back to the channel. As always, the usual disclaimer, any opinion here is mine and mine alone. Now, I am going to be going into the whole thing tied to Odin. Now, you guys remember in the PC Tech mini-series I've done, I want to say 5 videos so far, 2 on Deadpool, 2 on Raiden, and we haven't seen the second one on Odin. Now, before I get into the whole thing with Odin, I do want to mention that I just got done recording another video tied to a particular PC Tech tip on the realm of cable ties, all that stuff. And I did mention at the end of that video that I actually sold Odin to one of my drivers. I sold it for a very major loss. But his situation, I do want to dive into the reasoning why a little bit, but don't give out too many details. So, regarding one of the drivers that I sold it to, and again, it's at a very major loss on my end, is he is going through a divorce. I'm not going to go into the reason why behind the divorce, but I do want to add that in the process of all this, there was a computer that I built for his kids. It's very minimalistic, not much on storage, not much on memory. An APU, RTX 3050 graphics card. I believe a 650 watt power supply. That computer, the one for his kids, and I built that for his kids as a gift. That computer got stolen by his soon-to-be ex-wife. And it just, you can probably tell, like, I'm trying not to retell that part of the story without getting angry over the matter, because who would steal a computer that was meant for the kids? Yeah. But anyway, so Odin is in good hands. He's got like some pretty sweet deal on it. But like I said, I did sell it to him for it's at a loss to me, but anything to keep kids happy, that makes me feel so much better. So without any further delay, I'm going to go into Odin in the sense of what I would upgrade that build to. Now, this is pretty much the varying specs that Odin had before I sold it. Regarding the cover here, this front panel here, I actually spray painted that white to white to make it more of a white dominated case. Now, I do have a chassis in my closet that I do have prepared somewhat for the newer version of Odin. It is the NZXT H9 Flow. It's not the newer design, and yes, NZXT has a newer version of the H9 Flow. I don't have the newer version. I have the original in the closet. So that's what I will be using for the newer version of Odin. It is in white. I have white fans. I believe they're from Asia Horse. So there's an NZXT fan that's reserved for exhaust at the back. Now, regarding some of the other components, I have no idea where I'm going to go with in such a direction, but I will tell you that it will be all NVMe SATA for storage. It will be 64 gigs of RAM, DDR5. Regarding a power supply, I do hope to find one in white that's at least platinum certified, probably 1,000 watts or 1,200 watts. But I am open to the white 1,200 watt certified gold from NZXT if push comes to shove. So that much I could tell you. But like I said, for the platform, I don't have any idea on that just yet. However, I am leaning towards AMD because when it comes to issues with sense of turning on the computer, browsing, whatever, I mean, I've had no real issues with AMD as opposed to Intel. But some people's experiences will differ from mine, so gotta take what I say with a grain of salt. So let's see here, yeah. So I do have the figuring, and it's going to go into that new one. Regarding the components for the newer variations of Odin, I'm going to try to make sure the chassis stays white. The fans, as many white fans as possible. RGB, I'm on the fence in sense of like how much RGB I want, but I want to make sure I have like the same fans like all across the board, so you don't see stuff like this going forward. Now, the reason why I want to do something like a like a white power supply is it's like make things more uniform. But it comes down to like supply, what's available, if I can get a deal on it, blah blah blah. Now, regarding the amount of storage, I am shooting for at least 8 terabytes, maybe more. It's going to come down to availability of like the amount of terabytes on some storage drive. If there's going to be like 4 terabytes, whatever. But I do anticipate the boot drive going to be the fastest one in the bunch. And that's probably going to be like the lower amount of terabyte where it's just like just my important programs like I wouldn't say internet, but like say like maybe like Discord, maybe Microsoft Office. Who really knows at this point? But it's just like I just want to make sure the components and some peripherals are white, so that way everything stays as uniform as possible. I am waiting for a tracking information for a 27-inch 1440p monitor from ASUS. It is ROG family. So I'm waiting for tracking information on that. That's coming my direction later on this week. Regarding things like capture cards and there's certain things that it just keeps on escaping, when it comes to like peripherals, I just want to have as many things in white as possible because that's just my personality. That's just who I am. So I'm going to keep this video is actually going to be on the short side, like less than 10 minutes, because it's just like there's not really much for me to talk about here. But like I said, regarding Odin, it's like almost as you see it now, it has been sold to somebody I work with. His situation was really heartbreaking because there was a computer I built for his kids as a gift. His soon-to-be ex-wife stole it from them. So basically, it's a pretty good deal. But if I were to upgrade Odin, that's probably be as many white components as possible. I am leaving the graphics card as perhaps the lone exception. The question comes down to whether or not I'm going to be using extension cords for places like power supply, motherboard, graphics card, and the CPU. That's a definite yes in that regard. So on that, I am done with this video with Wolfie here signing off. I will catch you all on the flip side.